Welcome back to Ask Dr. Clarke. In today's video, I will cover the top 9 reasons couples choose to live together and not get married. I've heard all these reasons for 35 years in my clinical practice. I'll go over the reason and, of course, my response. I like to say that I have a book for everything, and I just about do. If you're living together and not married, all right, or you know someone close to you who is, I've got a book for you. Honey, we need to talk. If you'll go through this, now frankly, if you want to go through this book and you ask your partner who you're living with and they won't do the book, break up. They don't care about you. If you'll go through the book together, you'll either really gel and God will make it clear you should get married, fine, be great, or you'll break up. Either way. So you go through it together. It's very interactive, very hands-on. It's not for one person to read. Both people read it and you do it together. There are exercises, homework assignments, questions to answer in 10 key areas. Now, here are the top 9 reasons people give for not getting married. And these come from my book, Honey, We Need to Talk. This is near the end of the book. Let me cover these. And you're going to be aware of all of these, but you may not realize that there are answers to each one of these. People give these reasons and think, well, that takes care of it. That makes logical sense. And you're supposed to say, oh, okay. God doesn't say okay because it's living together is wrong. And there's answers for each of these. Reason number 1 for not getting married and for living together. My parents' marriage was awful. They were so terribly unhappy. I lived with that for 18 years, and it has really turned me off marriage. I don't want to be stuck in a marriage like theirs. Well, you know what? That kind of makes sense. Here's my response to that. I hear you, and I get it. Who wants a marriage like that? But your marriage doesn't have to be like that. Your parents chose to be miserable and do nothing about it. That was their choice. You and your partner can create intimacy and have proven you can deal successfully with the challenges and problems in a relationship. Okay? And I say that because if you've gone through this book, you've proven you can do it. You haven't completely healed from what your parents did to you. And that is preventing you from building a relationship and a marriage that is the opposite of your parents' marriage. A key step here is healing from what happened to you. Your parents traumatized you. They gave you a terrible example. And you're thinking, I don't want that kind of marriage. Being single or living together is better than that. That's the thinking. You know what? No. Doesn't have to be that way. You can develop a great marriage prior to getting married by following certain steps. And this book could be part of that. Reason number 2, my ex burned me badly. See, I was married before, or could be an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, but probably an ex-spouse. And I never want to go through that kind of pain and rejection again. The pain of divorce is awful. And even of a serious breakup, when you think you have the right person and they reject you, they betray you, wow. A breakup is one thing. A divorce would be a lot worse. They don't want another divorce. That's what they're saying. Here's my response. The end of a relationship, whether you were married or not, causes a lot of pain. And it might happen again, maybe, but you and your partner can do the work in this book, and that's why I sell it to these folks, and your relationship can be solid. You can really make it solid. You can have tremendous confidence. You can examine your relationship and acquire essential tools to keep building it strong and beautiful for as long as you live. That's possible. Yes, marriage is a risk, no question about it, but it's a good risk. You're taking a lot more risk by living together, believe me. You shouldn't stay unmarried because of the risk. Life is full of risks. And you haven't completely healed from what your ex did to you. So you got to heal from what your parents did to you if there's issues there. Any other traumas in your life, and what your ex did to you, you also have to heal from that. I'm writing a book right now, be ready in a few months, called I Didn't Want a Divorce, Now What? And that book will help you heal from what happened to you in your divorce. Okay. Reason number 3, moving along. I love my partner that I'm living with, but I don't know if he or she is the one. Okay, here's my response. If you've been close for at least a year and you don't know if they're the one, then they're not the one. I guarantee you that. How long does it take? And you don't love them that much. Do yourselves a favor and break up. I have no problem telling a couple in my office who aren't married to break up. I would never do that with a married couple because that's sacred. But living together isn't sacred. Dating isn't sacred. Engagement isn't sacred. So if it's been that long, come on, give it up. Reason number 4, I'm a very independent person. I've heard that many times in my office. My response, you can be independent and married too. You can do both. In successful, happy marriages, the two persons can handle life on their own quite well. But because of love, chose to enter a relationship in which the partners are equals. Okay, you continue to have your life, but you choose to put your partner's needs and well-being above your own. If you can't do that for your partner, break up. Reason number 5. I've seen too many family members, friends, and coworkers get divorced. It looks to me like marriage isn't working out for many couples. Well, yeah, that's a pretty good point. My response is there's nothing wrong with the institution of marriage. God created it. It wasn't a mistake. The problem is the persons in the marriages. With hard work and God's help, your marriage, should you get married, can be a happy, healthy, successful one. Of course it can be. Reason number 6. And this is one of the most popular ones. It makes sense to try out marriage by living together first. Most of our friends are doing this. That's kind of a 1-2 punch. Kind of makes logical sense, doesn't it? Not to God, but maybe to you and to a lot of folks. Let's try it out, and everybody's doing it. Okay, here's my response. It seems to make sense, but it doesn't make biblical sense, and that's really all that counts. God's plan is marriage, and his word clearly instructs men and women to keep sex for marriage. That's it, ironclad, no exceptions. And because of this truth, living together violates God's rules. 1 Thessalonians 4:3, Hebrews 13:4, just a couple of verses. And it doesn't, in fact, make practical sense. Living together doesn't, in fact, lead to a stronger and more intimate relationship. It never does. How many of your friends are any closer to getting married by living together? Are their relationships becoming more and more intimate and committed? Or are they staying pretty much the same or, in fact, deteriorating? Take a look at that. Reason number 7. Marriage just isn't working anymore. Very few couples seem to be really happy for a lifetime. I just don't think any marriage can last. Here's my response to that. You've bought our culture's lies, Satan's lies, that marriage is outdated and that married love can't last. There are couples whose marriages remain intimate and vibrant for a lifetime. You can be one of those couples. The media rarely mentions these happy couples. It's always about the breakup. So-and-so broke up. So-and-so broke up. So-and-so are decoupling, whatever that means. You know what? It means divorce or breaking up. Find a few of these couples. They're in every church and they're doing well. They're godly. They're in their 60s, 70s, 80s. And ask them what's worked for them. That'll build your confidence. Reason number 8. I'm not ready to commit for life. My response is with the right person and a relationship based on honest communication and the skills developed in the 10 essential areas covered in this book. This is the Honey, We Need to Talk book. You will leap at a life sentence. You absolutely will. When you know you have the right person and the relationship is solid. If you work through the 10 essential areas in the Honey, We Need to Talk book and still aren't ready for a lifetime commitment, get out of the relationship. I've told many couples that. You've gone through the book. We've gone through the book together. No, you don't have it now. You ain't going to get it. Break up. It seems like I'm saying that glibly. I'm not. It's just the truth. You're either all in or you're all out. Living together is limbo. Kind of in, kind of out, doesn't work. Reason number 9. I may not marry my partner, but I am committed. People actually believe that. It's not true. My response is no, you're not committed. By definition, you're not committed. You have, in fact, zero commitment. You can leave anytime you want to leave. Your partner can leave anytime they want to leave. You're on the verge of breakup every day. Commitment is marriage. Saying, I promise I will love you for as long as I live. And that's God's plan for a man and a woman. He doesn't have any other plan. Now, these are the popular reasons I hear from clients who don't feel ready to move their relationship to marriage. And you may have other reasons not to get married. In fact, one other one, which we'll make this part of the top 9, it'll be number 10, is, it's a money issue. Especially for older people, they've been married before, they have benefits from their deceased spouse, or divorced spouse, and if I get married again, I lose those benefits. I lose the alimony. I lose the benefits. I say, who cares? God can take care of you. That's not a good enough reason not to get married to someone. Again, it's sin anyway to live together, but come on, God can take care of you. Or we're already living together, we're younger, we're already living together, I'm relying on his or her income, and we're kind of doing that. We're used to doing this together. I don't know if I could make it on my own. Again, not a good enough reason. All right? Not good enough. God can take care of you. Whatever the case, I want the two of you to have a series of honest talks about your marriage. And this book, of course, can help you do that. That's why I wrote it. Share and discuss in detail your reasons for not wanting to get married. Living together couples don't do this by and large. Have the conversations. Share and discuss in detail your reasons, again, for not getting married. Lay it all on the table. No holding back to protect yourself or your partner. If these truthful conversations do not lead to a firm desire and commitment to get married, go together to a reputable Christian therapist. Worth a try. Someone like myself, and they're all over the country. Christian, work with a Christian therapist on the deeper reasons for your lack of commitment. Very often, one person in the living together relationship or both have real blocks. And we covered some of those in these reasons for not getting married. Real blocks to commitment in marriage. Okay, explore those, get past them. Therapy can identify these obstacles to your commitment and get you past them. Now, if therapy, both as a couple and as individuals, doesn't lead to a breakthrough, then break up. You're not that into each other and you need to admit it and move on. If your partner won't see a therapist, break up. By refusing to work with a therapist and explore commitment issues, your partner is sending a very clear message: I don't want to be committed to you. Okay, get out. Again, if you're living with someone, get this book and go through it together. I wrote it for really all couples, but particularly in this context for living together couples. I think it's ideal. It's great preparation for marriage, or frankly, for breaking up, either way. Now, if you're benefiting from these videos, and I hope you are, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you will, and tap the like button. This will help us grow our audience and help more spouses who are in crisis, whether living together or married.